Hey everyone, this is my first video with the headset I just bought. It's way better recording device and audio microphone, you know. The one I had before, you guys probably heard the background of my games, stuff like that. Probably the neighbor's dog barking, etc. Well, it's a good thing I got this. I would like to talk to everyone about a few game settings. I know there's a lot of people in this that watch my videos that don't know much about games, game settings, etc. Well, here's a few things that can help performance that I may have covered, may have not, I'm not sure, I forget. If you are using Wi-Fi, you're getting about a fourth of the power that you're actually paying for in your internet. Go and get an Ethernet cable connection. The wire should be cheap. You're probably gonna have to route it through your box, etc. It may be a little bit of a hassle, but it's gonna be faster no matter what. Wired connection is always faster, unless you have a $5,000 connection through wireless. But in price comparisons, you're probably just the best bet for performance instead of mobility would be Ethernet cable. Now, as you guys know, I don't use a laptop, I use desktop. But if you're using an Intel graphics card, a good way for more performance is just go to 3D, general settings, performance, and that's about it. In the laptop version, it'll say something about power and something like that. I don't know. I don't have one. If you go to display, because my TV is a actual television, not a monitor, I'm just doing 59 hertz. The refresh rate is something else I have to tell you guys about. If you're using a game and you have a really good PC or a really good laptop or Linux or Mac, whatever the fuck you're using, there's something called VSync. If you have a #1 on the market gaming computer, you probably have really good performance, probably a really good processor, probably a really good amount of RAM, all that stuff. Good display. Well, if you use VSync, it'll lock the game to your screen refresh rate. So if you're getting 300 frames on a game that is, let's say, even a high CPU using game, if you use VSync, it'll drop it down to whatever your screen is doing, which makes it to where your computer is running less, which I know a lot of people don't understand. If you have an unbelievably high refresh rate, that means your computer is running at full capacity or around there. And when you run stuff at full capacity, you're damaging your computer, making its life very limited. I'm going to give an example, something that you all can relate to, if you have computer experience or not. If you are running and you're doing a jog, you're bound to last longer than a full-out sprint. I'm not saying performance-wise, I'm saying for the long run-wise. Now, if you link that to computers, when your computer's at full performance, 100% CPU, 100% RAM, everything, you're going to get less years, months, whatever, out of that computer. If you're running it at about 50 or 75 or 60, blah, 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 whatever, you're bound to get more years, all that out of it, because the CPU is running less, it's getting less hot, the fans can keep up with it, everything. Another thing that I just have to remind you guys of, because I did it, and I've been neglecting it, and I did it, and now I'm getting better screen rates for everything. If you have Windows 10, then this is how you do it. Just type in update device drivers. Then you'll have this. Go to most of this, like this is the Ethernet cable connection, which I've seen in many computers. Just update driver to software. Because mine's already updated, it'll give me this. But if it's not, it'll tell you about what you can update. And yeah, there's many things you can update. Most of it will lead to probably a higher refresh rate, better software, everything. This thing right here, display adapter, you should definitely update that. That gave me about 10 extra frames on all my games because I updated that. I didn't know about updating it. I didn't think it was too important. I did it. It was awesome. You shouldn't worry about processors or any of that, updating that stuff. But yeah. Make sure to keep it all updated. Also, make sure to always keep your... Nope. It was... What was it? Oh, it was disk cleanup. That's what it was. Make sure to use this sometimes after downloads. If you're using Steam and you're downloading a few games, make sure to use this right after. Now, it'll take a little bit of time. It'll definitely be a little bit of a inconvenience. But if you're going to leave your computer for a minute, maybe to go to the bathroom, go to make some food, definitely do this. As it will reduce how much is on your disk usage. Which you can see, if you have Windows 10, you can see it right here. It'll reduce how much you use this, which makes it faster for your games or whatever you're using. And it just keeps it gives you a little bit more space on the computer. I don't know where it went. I think it finished. I don't really think it did. I'm not sure. Yeah. Also, I'm sure I went over this in a different video. But if you don't like the shortcut button that's right there on your files, all you need to do is... Okay, so this one's one that Steam initially put on my desktop. Properties. Change icon. Control C or copy, whichever one you prefer. Create a new folder. Name it Steam, or because I already have Steam, I can't do that. Change icon, Control V. There you go. No more shortcut icon. You can open it. It'll be a list. I do this with almost all of my stuff. Also, if you're using a low-end PC and you want a little bit more power out of your computer, a kind of ghetto way to do it is to go to View, and there you go. The more icons you have on your display, the slower your computer will run. I'm not joking. I have done this before on a low-end PC, and I've actually seen about maybe 3 to 5 frame difference. I hope that helped anyone who just wants to know a little more, or etc. But like I said, just so you all know, VSync is very, very good. Use it. I turn it on most of my games. I don't normally leave it off. If you have a low-end PC, VSync will probably never. VSync will rarely be necessary. If you're on a high-end PC or a medium end, I suggest you use it. Because if your monitor only does 120 frames, only does 59 frames like mine does, or if it only does 30, which is probably like a $20 screen, but you might as well use it. There's no point of getting more than your screen's refresh rate in frames. All you're doing is just wasting your CPU that could have been diverted elsewhere.